Using everything you've got to win.
To bring order back to Kyoto.
See, Julie, look out! It's Battosai!
You're just a joke. It's not human. I don't. Hello, Battosai.
Saito. The eve of the festival. Aim. Also.
Heisuke Todo! The rest of you will follow me now.
Based on the information, detain any Choshu you find.
Inoue squad.
Himura!
Furutaka was just arrested by the Tonight, during the confusion, they'll take the Emperor.
Where are they going?
They'll be at the Ikatabe, but Katsura will be caught.
Can I help you?
Police, move aside!
One of them escaped.
Must be the killer, Battosai. Gyokita.
To bring order back to Kyoto.
It appears that you...
No, he's missing!
It doesn't matter. We have maintained peace for 300... by our sins, or your sins can be cleansed.
feel like ultimately kill you. So why keep? For what?
Hey guys, today we're diving deep into the bloody, heartbreaking origins of a legendary swordsman with Rurouni Kenshin, the beginning. This isn't your usual swashbuckling adventure. It's a gritty, almost poetic look at how a gentle soul became a feared killer, then eventually a wanderer and protector. Prepare for some intense sword fights, a surprising love story, and enough emotional gut punches to make you question everything. We're talking about the man before the reverse blade, the Himura Battosai. It's a journey from cold efficiency to profound regret, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for every clang of steel and whisper of heartbreak. If you had a good time with this, a like and a subscribe is a free way to help me keep making more. Right off the bat, we're plunged into Kenshin's life as the Hitokiri Battosai, the manslayer for the imperialist faction during the Bakumatsu era. Think of him as the government's highly effective, slightly terrifying, secret weapon. He's not just good, he's almost supernatural. We see him darting through a heavily guarded samurai encampment like a ghost, his blade a silver blur, each strike precise, surgical, and utterly fatal. There's no fancy footwork for show, just pure, brutal efficiency. The sounds of steel slicing through flesh are almost sickeningly crisp, a chilling counterpoint to the quiet night. He's a whisper of death, leaving bodies in his wake, moving with an almost otherworldly grace that belies the sheer violence of his actions. It's a masterclass in swift, deadly combat, truly showing why he earned the moniker Manslayer. The intensity ratchets up as Kenshin finds himself in a larger confrontation, surrounded by multiple opponents. His movements are fluid, almost dance-like, but each step leads to a deadly conclusion. The clanging of swords is relentless, a symphony of destruction as he deflects, parries, and slices his way through the attackers. He's taking hits too, mind you. This isn't some invincible power fantasy. One particular enemy manages to land a small cut on Kenshin's cheek, a minor wound that will become surprisingly significant later. Amidst this whirlwind of chaos and death, a moment of unsettling stillness occurs. As the last opponent falls and the dust begins to settle, Kenshin locks eyes with a woman, Tomoe, who stands eerily calm amongst the fallen. Her gaze is unnervingly direct, devoid of fear or judgment, just a quiet observation. It's a striking contrast to the pandemonium around them, and for a fleeting second, it seems to shake Kenshin, even if just a little dot in the immediate aftermath. Kenshin retreats, still covered in blood and sweat, the sounds of battle ringing in his ears. Tomoe follows, or rather, simply exists in his periphery. He's clearly disoriented, perhaps by the recent cut, or perhaps by her strangely serene presence. There's a palpable tension between them, a silence that's thicker than any battle cry. He tries to push her away, to assert his dangerous nature, but she remains unflinching. Her eyes, filled with an ancient sorrow, seem to pierce through his hardened exterior. It's less like she's seeing a killer and more like she's seeing a tragedy in progress. You can almost feel the weight of unspoken words hanging in the humid air, a silent acknowledgement of the dark path he walks. For a man who deals only in life and death, Her quiet resilience is an anomaly he can't quite categorize. Almost like finding a peaceful garden in the middle of a battlefield back in the shadows of the imperialist command. Kenshin meets with his leader, Katsura Kagoro. Katsura, a man of sharp intellect and strategic mind, is clearly burdened by the escalating violence, but pragmatic about its necessity. He assigns Kenshin a new mission: infiltrate a group of anti-imperialist samurai and gather intelligence. It's a dangerous game of espionage and deception, even for someone as lethal as Kenshin. Katsura also expresses concern for Kenshin's mental state, hinting at the toll his manslayer role is taking. The weight of his actions, the sheer volume of lives he's extinguished, is starting to show, even on the stoic Battosai. The air in the room is heavy with the unspoken consequences of their war, a war fought in the shadows, fueled by blood and idealism. It's a conversation that perfectly encapsulates the moral tightrope they're all walking. Suddenly, we fast forward a bit, and Kenshin is now living a surprisingly domestic life, far from the bloodshed. He's got longer hair, less blood on his clothes, and an unexpected companion, Tomoe. They're living under a new identity, posing as a married couple to avoid detection while Kenshin gathers intel for Katsura. It's a bizarre sight, the legendary manslayer now haggling for vegetables in a bustling market. The vibrant sounds of daily life, the chatter of vendors, the footsteps of passers-by, create a stark contrast to the metallic clangs and screams of his previous existence. Tomoe, ever quiet, moves with a subtle grace, her presence a calming anchor to Kenshin's naturally intense demeanor. You can see the awkwardness in Kenshin as he tries to navigate normal social interactions, often failing hilariously. It's like watching a ninja try to assemble IKEA furniture, technically capable, but entirely out of their element. Their cover story as husband and wife forces them into close quarters, and we get to see the awkward, tentative dance of two strangers trying to coexist. Tomoe, with her serene demeanor, takes on the household duties, cooking meals, cleaning, and creating a semblance of normalcy. Kenshin, on the other hand, is a fish out of water. He's used to killing, not cohabiting. He sits quietly, observing her, a silent sentinel in their tiny home. The sounds are simple: the gentle sizzle of food, the rustle of cloth, the quiet footsteps. You can almost feel the tension, the unsaid words hanging heavy in the air between them. It's not quite a rom-com, but there are definite moments of oh dear. This is new for him as Kenshin tries to comprehend domesticity. He's probably more comfortable facing down a dozen samurai than trying to figure out which end of a broom goes where. Bless his heart. Despite the outward appearance of calm, Tomoe's inner turmoil is simmering just beneath the surface. We see her alone at night, the flickering candlelight casting dancing shadows across her face, highlighting a profound sadness in her eyes. It's a silence that speaks volumes, the heavy burden of her past and her current deception pressing down on her. You can practically hear her internal monologue, even without dialogue, the weight of her grief, the conflict of her mission. She's a woman caught between two worlds, and the emotional toll is palpable. It's a beautifully quiet scene that lets the subtle shifts in her expression tell a much larger story, a testament to the fact that not all wounds are visible, and some of the deepest pains make the least noise. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, a fragile connection begins to form. We see Kenshin and Tomoe sharing a simple meal, the sounds of their chopsticks against bowls providing a rhythm to their quiet companionship. He observes her with a growing curiosity, a departure from his usual detached observation. There's a scene where he notices her hands are cold and, in a rare moment of unsolicited kindness, offers her his own to warm them. It's a small gesture, but for a man like Kenshin, it's a seismic shift. This isn't a grand romantic declaration, but a quiet, almost domestic intimacy that starts to chip away at the walls they've both built. It's the kind of moment that makes you lean in, wondering if this stone-cold killer might just have a beating heart under all that blood and leather. Spoiler alert, he does, and it's about to get complicated, just as we start to feel a glimmer of hope for Kenshin's newfound domestic bliss. The rug is pulled out from under us. We see Tomoe under the cloak of night, meeting secretly with masked figures. These aren't Kenshin's allies. They're the Yamanobu, a group opposing the imperialists, and by extension, Kenshin himself. The air crackles with betrayal, the hushed whispers of their conversation a stark contrast to the peaceful domesticity we just witnessed. She's reporting on Kenshin, providing them with intelligence, effectively acting as a spy. It's a gut punch realizing her calm demeanor isn't just serenity, but a carefully constructed facade. The sounds of distant nocturnal creatures only amplify the clandestine nature of the meeting, adding to the sense of foreboding. Our gentle, quiet girl is playing a very dangerous, very personal game, despite her secret dealings. There are moments where Tomoe seems to genuinely soften towards Kenshin. We see her tending a small garden outside their home, the gentle rustling of leaves and the chirp of birds providing a serene backdrop. Kenshin observes her from inside, and for a fleeting moment, she smiles, a genuine, unburdened smile that reaches her eyes. It's a revelation, a flash of pure joy that he hasn't seen before, and it clearly affects him. The sounds of their daily lives, the quiet rhythm of cohabitation, slowly start to erode the hardened shell around Kenshin's heart. He's not just observing an asset, he's observing a person, and perhaps, for the first, even amidst this newfound tranquility, Kenshin remains haunted by his past. We see him alone, staring at his katana, the blade gleaming menacingly in the dim light. The silence in the room is deafening, filled only by the imagined echoes of his past kills. He clenches his fist, the sound of his knuckles cracking, a small release of the immense tension within him. He's wrestling with the concept of his own humanity, wondering if he can ever truly escape the manslayer within. It's a powerful moment of introspection, revealing the deep psychological scars left by his relentless violence. He's not just a killing machine. He's a man desperately trying to find a way back from the brink, grappling with the moral cost of the revolution he's fighting for. You can practically hear the existential dread humming in the air, a melancholic soundtrack to his soul in turmoil during a seemingly mundane outing. Kenshin finds himself in a minor skirmish, quickly dispatching a few low-level thugs. He sustains another small cut on his other cheek, echoing the first one. Later, back at their home, Tomoe, with a tenderness that surprises them both, cleans his wounds. The gentle touch of her fingers against his skin, the soft rustle of the cloth, are almost startling against the backdrop of his brutal life. Their eyes meet, and for a long moment, the layers of their defenses seem to drop. It's a moment of raw and varnished vulnerability for Kenshin, and a subtle shift for Tomoe, whose touch seems imbued with a new, genuine concern. It's a powerful scene, completely devoid of dialogue, letting the physical actions and the unspoken connection speak volumes about their developing bond. It's like watching two lost souls slowly, hesitantly, find a flicker of warmth in a cold world. The cut he sustained earlier isn't just a minor injury. It's the beginning of something iconic. We see Kenshin looking into a small, handheld mirror, tracing the fresh vertical scar on his cheek. It's the first half of his legendary cross-shaped mark, a physical manifestation of the violence he's been forced to commit. The silence of the moment is heavy, allowing us to feel the weight of this new, permanent alteration to his face. It's a symbol of his identity as the manslayer, a constant reminder of the lives he's taken. The camera lingers on his reflection, allowing us to see the subtle shift in his expression, a silent acknowledgement of the path he walks, etched irrevocably onto his skin. He's not just a man with a scar. He's a man forever marked by his past, carrying his history for all to see, or at least, for him to feel. As their bond deepens, Tomoe's inner conflict intensifies. We catch glimpses of her alone, clutching a small, wooden charm, her face etched with a profound, almost unbearable sorrow. The charm is a memento of her past, a tangible link to the man Kenshin killed at the very beginning of the film, her fiancé. The subtle tremor in her hand, the catch in her breath, convey the immense grief she carries, a grief exacerbated by her proximity to the man responsible. It's a poignant portrayal of a woman torn between her desire for vengeance and the unexpected tenderness she's developing for her target. The sounds are minimal, perhaps just the wind outside, emphasizing her isolation and the private nature of her pain. It's a terrible, beautiful irony that the man who caused her pain is also, inadvertently, bringing her a strange kind of comfort, even as she plots against him. Talk about a complicated relationship status. The pressure on Tomoe mounts as the Yamanobu grow impatient. They confront her, their masked faces menacing, their voices low and threatening. They demand Kenshin's whereabouts, pushing her to fulfill her part of their deadly bargain. The tension is almost unbearable, the sounds of their harsh whispers and the subtle rustle of their cloaks creating an atmosphere of palpable danger. You can feel her desperation, her internal struggle as she's caught between her original mission and her burgeoning feelings. She's trapped, a pawn in a much larger, darker game, and the stakes are climbing rapidly. It's a classic spy caught between a rock and a hard place scenario. Only the rock is a legendary manslayer and the hard place is a group of ruthless assassins. Not exactly a fun day at the office. Kenshin, ever the keen observer, begins to notice Tomoe's subtle shifts in behavior. Her quietness takes on a new quality, less serene and more troubled. He sees the fleeting expressions of fear, the moments of distraction, and his killer instincts, long dormant in their peaceful coexistence, start to prickle. The sounds of their home, once comforting, now seem to hold a deeper, more unsettling silence. He's starting to put the pieces together, his mind, honed by years of battlefield awareness, picking up on the minute details that betray her secret. The trust they've slowly built is now threatened by an unspoken suspicion, a chilling realization that something is fundamentally wrong in their carefully constructed world. It's a tense, wordless scene that perfectly conveys the impending storm. The quiet before the chaos, the trap is finally sprung. Kenshin is lured away from their home by a false message, leading him into a desolate, snow-covered forest. The crunch of his footsteps on the fresh snow is the only sound, amplifying the isolation and the sense of impending doom. He knows, deep down, that something is wrong. His senses are screaming danger. He moves with extreme caution, his hand hovering over his sword, but the Yamanobu are cunning. They've laid a devastating ambush, designed to take down the manslayer. The cold wind whips around him, a chilling harbinger of the brutal battle to come. It's a beautifully shot, tense sequence, building suspense with every silent step. A masterclass in making you feel the hairs rise on your neck even before the first arrow flies. And trust me, when those arrows fly, it's not going to be a tea party. Suddenly, the forest erupts with assassins. Arrows fly, blades flash, and the quiet snow is stained with blood. Kenshin is instantly plunged into a desperate fight for survival. He's surrounded, outnumbered, and these aren't just any thugs. These are highly trained killers, each with a unique, deadly specialty. The clang of steel against steel, the whoosh of shurikens, the grunt of effort, all combine into a symphony of violence. Kenshin moves with incredible speed, deflecting attacks, countering with lethal precision, but you can feel his desperation. He's taking hits, his coat already torn, his face gritting with exertion. It's a brutal, relentless onslaught, a true test of his legendary skills, pushing him to his absolute limits. This isn't just a fight. It's a desperate struggle against overwhelming odds, a bloody ballet of survival. He's probably thinking, I miss the days when my biggest problem was finding decent quality rice at the market. Amidst the brutal chaos, Tomoe arrives, her face a mask of anguish. She sees Kenshin, gravely wounded, fighting with a ferocity born of desperation. The sight shatters her resolve, and she finally breaks, confessing everything to him. Her voice, choked with tears, reveals her true purpose. She sought vengeance for her fiancé, the man Kenshin killed at the film's beginning. The sounds of her ragged breathing, her desperate words, are almost more impactful than the clanging swords. It's a moment of devastating honesty, a complete reversal of their carefully constructed reality. Kenshin, despite his wounds, stares at her, the betrayal hitting him harder than any blade. It's a gut-wrenching scene, the emotional fallout almost as damaging as the physical fight. You can see the trust between them shattering, like fragile ice under a heavy blow. It's truly on my face when I find out my partner was spying on me the the whole time moment, only with more swords. As if Kenshin didn't have enough on his plate, he faces another uniquely challenging assassin, a blind swordsman. This isn't just any blind guy with a sword. This guy's hearing is so acutely developed that he can anticipate Kenshin's every move, sensing the subtle shifts in air current and the rustle of clothing. The duel is a dance of senses, Kenshin's speed against the blind swordsman's heightened perception. The clink of their blades, the almost imperceptible whoosh of air as Kenshin moves, become crucial sound effects. Kenshin is already injured, and this opponent pushes him to his absolute limit, forcing him to adapt and fight in a way he never has before. It's a thrilling, tense sequence demonstrating Kenshin's incredible adaptability and the sheer variety of threats he faces. This isn't just about strength. It's about outsmarting the man who can see without eyes, a real tactical nightmare. Next up, Kenshin faces a master of poisons. This assassin isn't relying on brute force. Their blades are coated with a debilitating venom. Every parry, every glancing blow, carries the threat of weakness and disorientation. Kenshin starts to feel the effects, his movements becoming sluggish, his vision blurring. The sounds of his ragged breathing, the sudden loss of focus, convey the insidious nature of the poison. He has to fight not only his opponent, but also his own failing body, a battle on two fronts. The scene is incredibly tense as Kenshin pushes through the encroaching paralysis, his willpower battling against the toxins. It's a brutal reminder that even the manslayer has physical limits, and that even the most formidable warrior can be brought down by unseen threats. Seriously, who brings a sword to a poison fight? Oh, right, Kenshin does. As the poisons take hold and his wounds mount, Kenshin is pushed beyond his physical limits. His mind, already tormented by his past, begins to unravel. He descends into a state of primal rage, his movements becoming less controlled, more animalistic. The clang of his sword is no longer precise. It's a desperate, guttural strike. He's no longer just the manslayer. He's a demon unleashed, his eyes burning with an almost insane fury. He cuts down his opponents with terrifying brutality, the sounds of his grunts and roars echoing through the snowy forest. It's a horrifying transformation, a glimpse into the raw, destructive power he possesses when all control is lost. The distinction between killer and hero blurs completely, leaving only a whirlwind of desperate violence. It's a moment where you genuinely fear for everyone in his vicinity, including himself. In the throes of his blind rage, Kenshin faces the Yamanobu leader, a powerful, calculating opponent. As Kenshin unleashes a final, desperate, wide-swinging strike aimed at his enemy, the unthinkable happens. Tomoe, who has been observing the horrific spectacle, throws herself in front of the Yamanobu leader, taking the full force of Kenshin's blow. The sickening thud of the blade entering her body, the choked gasp, are devastating. It's a heartbreaking sacrifice, born of a twisted love and a desperate desire to protect him, even from himself. The sound of her collapsing into his arms, the sudden silence that follows, is shattering. It's a moment of profound tragedy. A single, devastating action that rewrites Kenshin's destiny and leaves an indelible mark on his soul. You could hear a pin drop in that snowy forest, a testament to the weight of the moment. As Tomoe dies in Kenshin's arms, her last act is one of ultimate paradox. Her hand, clutching the small wooden charm, a final symbol of her lost fiancé and the revenge she never fully enacted, slides down his face. In a moment of tragic irony, the charm, combined with her dying touch, creates the second, horizontal scar on Kenshin's cheek. The slight rasping sound of the charm against his skin, almost imperceptible, seals his fate. It completes the iconic cross-shaped scar, a permanent, physical manifestation of his guilt, his loss, and the bloody consequences of his life as the manslayer. It's a wound that will never truly heal, a constant reminder of the woman he loved and tragically killed. The chilling silence is broken only by Kenshin's raw, guttural scream of anguish, a sound of pure, unadulterated heartbreak. It's a moment that defines him, making you truly understand the weight he carries for the rest of his life. Katsura and his men eventually arrive. finding Kenshin amidst the carnage, utterly broken, cradling Tomoe's lifeless body in the snow. The stark contrast between the white snow and the pooling blood is visually striking. Katsura, seeing the devastation and Kenshin's profound grief, understands the cost of their revolution has extended beyond mere numbers. He reveals that Tomoe was, in fact, an agent sent to observe and potentially assassinate Kenshin, a harsh truth that twists the knife deeper into Kenshin's already wounded soul. The hushed whispers of Katsura's men, the somber atmosphere, underscore the tragedy. It's a revelation that changes everything, turning Kenshin's brief period of peace into an even more bitter memory. The sound of Kenshin's shuddering breaths, the only sound he makes, speaks volumes about the emotional wasteland he now inhabits. In the days that follow, Kenshin is a ghost. We see him sitting alone, staring blankly at his reflection in a puddle. The cross-shaped scar, now fully formed and agonizingly visible, stares back at him. It's a constant, physical reminder of Tomoe's sacrifice and his own role in her death. The gentle lapping of water, the distant sounds of a world moving on, only serve to amplify his isolation and profound guilt. He doesn't just bear a scar. He carries the weight of a shattered life and a love tragically lost. It's a powerful, silent moment that encapsulates the depth of his despair, a visible testament to the fact that even the most formidable warrior can be utterly broken by the consequences of his actions. He's probably questioning every decision he's ever made, which, considering his career path, is a lot of questions fueled by the profound loss and the crushing weight of his guilt. Kenshin makes a vow. He will never kill again. He will dedicate his life to protecting the innocent, to atone for the lives he's taken. We see him walking away from the latest battle, his back to the chaos, his silhouette against the rising sun. The sounds of distant skirmishes fade, replaced by the quiet resolve in his footsteps. It's a monumental decision, a turning point that transforms the ruthless manslayer into the wandering protector we know from the main series. The cross-shaped scar now isn't just a mark of tragedy, but a symbol of his unwavering commitment to a new path. It's a powerful moment of redemption, or at least, the beginning of a lifelong journey towards it, a vow whispered not to anyone, but to himself and to the memory of Tomoe. It's like he finally decided to trade his stab first, ask questions later policy for a protect first, maybe gently disarmed later one. The war eventually ends, the revolution achieving its goal. But for Kenshin, the personal battle rages on. We see him standing alone on a windswept hilltop, watching the sunrise. The soft sounds of nature, the gentle rustle of grass, provide a stark contrast to the violence that has defined his youth. He's no longer the Battosai, but a man seeking purpose beyond the blade, grappling with the legacy of his past. The future is uncertain, but his resolve is clear. The movie ends with him walking away, presumably to begin his journey as the wandering Ronin, the protector of the innocent, bearing the burden of his cross-shaped scar and the memory of Tomoe forever in his heart. It's a powerful, poignant conclusion, marking the end of one brutal chapter and the beginning of another, more hopeful, but equally challenging one. It's a reminder that even after the fighting stops, the real battles often begin within, and there you have it, the tragic, brutal, and ultimately transformative story of Rurouni Kenshin. The beginning, it's a masterclass in how to craft a compelling prequel, giving depth and context to the beloved character we know. The film doesn't shy away from the horrific costs of war or the profound psychological scars left on those who fight it. Kenshin's journey from a ruthless killer to a man determined to protect life is not just about sword fights, but about the arduous path to redemption. The incredible choreography, the emotional performances, and the stunning cinematography all come together to create a truly unforgettable experience. This isn't just an origin story. It's a soul-searching exploration of guilt, love, and the enduring hope for a better tomorrow, even after the darkest of yesterdays. It's a movie that truly makes you feel the weight of every strike and the heartbreak of every loss. This movie isn't just about how Kenshin got his scar. It's about the profound impact of love, loss, and the devastating consequences of choosing violence as a means to an end. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, when one's hands are stained with blood, the human spirit is capable of seeking out a brighter path. Kenshin's vow to never kill again, born from the ashes of his greatest tragedy, is a testament to the idea that even the most broken among us can find a way to contribute positively to the world. His journey is a powerful symbol of redemption, a quiet promise that change is possible, and that even the most painful scars can become a source of strength and unwavering resolve to protect what truly matters. It makes you reflect on the choices we make and the marks they leave on our souls, and how sometimes the greatest strength lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the unwavering commitment to heal and to protect. A truly inspiring tale, if you ask me.